I don't have anything. Check again that you've triggered pulled properly.
Yeah, wait one. Yeah, no, it shows me I'm
Oh,
still.
we're good. We're good. We're good.
You're bad at this game. So everybody get to see the top of my head in headphones. Awesome.
Sources on the scene is a little bit fucked. We have like OBS a little bit on the side.
A little bit on the side.
Yeah, so just select the zoom so that you have only the zoom there.
Better?
Now you disappeared. Um,
Technical difficulties.
yeah, try to select it again.
How about that? Better?
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, this is awesome. I love it when the blind guy can fix all the tech stuff because somebody showed him how. It works. It does the job. It's useful. Anyway, hi everybody. We are live from South Gloucestershire. It is another random JPC Saturday stream. I am, of course, joined by my producer, the lovely and talented Canute. We are on, due to the miracles of modern technology, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we are on Twitch. If you are in a position to do so and you have an account, please consider jumping over to twitch.tv/JP_Corwin and click follow. Faster we get up to that affiliate level, the faster a bunch of other awesome, cool shit happens. So, if you can do that, awesome, spread the word. If you can't, or you don't have an account, or you don't feel like it, or whatever, it's cool, I promise. I'm just glad you guys are here. But thanks for coming by.
Six Hulk Smash says hello, and Gelsing Flock says good evening.
Emily!
Sorry about that.
Hi. Hey, Gelsinger, what's going on?
Something random caught my throat or some shit.
Don't judge. I hear judging. Don't judge. Don't be a judge. You're not a judge. Don't judge.
Fair. I will not judge. I never judge.
Like a judging judger who judges. Little bit off. Alright, much better. Right, since I have you guys here, before I just dive into pick a song, any song, how about you pick a song, any song? If it's one of mine or if it's a song I know, I'll happily do it. And if not, I'll just pick a thing, right? Because that can happen too. But you're here, and I'm all excited you guys are here, so pick something. What do you got? What do you want? What do you want? It has been a beautiful, nice, actual wintry day here. Not snow yet. Not on the west coast, but nice and cold. I don't think we got past. I don't think we got past 33 today from an American standpoint, which is nice. It's winter. You'd expect that in winter. There may be the tiniest bit of snow tomorrow, but I doubt it. And so, other parts of the country have gotten plenty of snow. I, on the other hand, am a snow-free zone, which makes baby Jesus cry, but that's okay. It's nothing we won't get past.
Hulk Smash says, do you know Brother?
Are we talking the FMA one? I know the song, but I don't know it enough to perform. But if that's the one you're talking about, I will totally learn it for next week.
They also added, or if I were a rich man.
I can't do it. I don't have enough of it in my head. I know the song, but I don't have enough of it in my head. I'm sorry. I am made of suckage tonight. I cannot help you with the requests that you are requesting, with your requesting this. I will, however, pick one of them, and I will learn it for you next week.
They say no problem.
Well, then in lieu of that, let me make good on a promise from last week.
My promise? Question mark?
If I had to, I would put myself right beside you. But just let me ask, would you like that? Would you like that? It's a fine line between love and hate, and I don't mind. But just let me ask, would you like that? Would you like that? Oh, something's getting in the way. Something's just about to break. I will try and find my place in the diary of Jane. So tell me how it should be. Try to find out what makes you tick, so I lie down, sore and sick. Do you like that? Do you like that? And I don't mind if you say this love is the last time. Just let me at it. I like that. I like that. No, something's getting in the way. Something's just about to break. I will try and find my place in the diary of Jane. As I burn another page, as I look the other way, I still try and find my place in the diary of Jane. So tell me how it should be. Desperate, I will crawl, waiting for someone. No love, there is no love. Die for anyone. What have I become? Something's getting in the way. Something's just about to break. I still try to find my place in the diary of Jane. As I burn another page, as I look the other way, I will try and find my place in the diary of Jane. So tell me how it should be. Little Breaking Bad as promised.
Woo! Thank you. Terry Kessler says, "Good evening, JP from Virginia, TJ."
Mr. Kessler, thanks for coming in, man. It's good to see you. Well, you know, only so much as I do.
And Gelsinger Flock says, "What about Angel Eyes? Can't remember the exact name."
There's a song called that years and years and years ago by somebody else. Are you talking about that, or are you talking about the mine? You talking about Long Way Home? It's funny, there's another blind musician, unfortunately he passed a long time ago, but blues guitar player, used to play with a guitar in his lap, and he did a song called Angel Eyes. Jeff Healy? That's something I could probably learn, although it won't be anywhere near as good since I'm not a blues lead player, but that's a song I could pick up if you need me to, if you'd like me to.
They said yours.
Oh, so that's Along My Home. Pretty sure I know that one. That one I can do. Yeah. So this came off of the very first thing I ever released, and then I did an acoustic version of it on a latter record. This is so long time ago. Like I was in my really early 20s, and a buddy of mine was house sitting for a family. And the woman was, I won't mention her by name just because I don't want to kind of dog her or anybody else out like that. But the family whose house my buddy and therefore the rest of us were kind of house sitting, she was a fairly well-known abstract painter, and she was absolutely amazing and a wonderful person to boot. She and her husband and their young son had gone off to holiday overseas in Spain, but we kind of stayed at the house, and house sat as you do, hung out, cooked, swam in the pool, just did things like you do. Nothing crazy. Well, the kid was, I met him quite a while later, like months and months after they'd gotten back, but the kid's room really should have been like it would have been my room as a kid. It would have been my kid's room. Like, this kid liked everything I liked. Like, he was a musician, he had a piano in his room, he had the same kind of toys and video games I grew up liking, he was a fencer, his favorite animal was a lion. I'm like, Jesus, how is this not my kid? And then I understood, because I asked, like, who are these people? Like, I hadn't met them before. She had a very, very aggressive form of lupus. And the idea struck me that this kid was, he's 11 years old, getting up, getting breakfast, going to school, quite literally knowing, as bad as it was with Mom, that at any point in time, they could call him to the school's office and say, listen, there's been a thing, you're going to have to go, your dad's here to pick you up. Because, God forbid, something could have happened to his mother. Just completely obsessed over that for a while. Like, the idea was amazing and horrifying and beautiful and scary, and I mean, the kid was a complete trooper about it. And I wrote a bunch of different pieces, but one stuck, and that was this song. This image in my head of this kid out living whatever kind of a life you can live, knowing that at any moment in time, that call could happen. So anyway, that is the origin of Long Way Home, and now that I've explained that rather sadful tale, I guess I'll do the song. The day now. The sooner that you start, the sooner you learn what lies in store. Vacant eyes barely sees the world around you. A sharper image cuts your mind's eye free of everyone and everything. Once more, welcome to your life. Long road. Welcome to your life. Yeah, the wind bites cold. Angel boy, your empty faces are lost in thought now, and present beauty lying to save at home. A canvas caressed with fake color, an abstract form alone. And as her body dies, she made. Call the long way home. A long way home. But you said, bring me my devil, send me my angel. There's no bridge I wouldn't cross just to slow the ending. Bring me my devil, send me my angel, but don't send me through these woods alone. Angel boy, standing at your mother's graveside, with nothing I can do to ease your pain. Your deafening silence, with nothing left to do or say now. If somehow you derive some comfort from the pouring rain. Yeah, welcome to your life. It's a long, long road. Welcome to your life. Yeah, the wind bites cold. And it's a long way home. A long way home. Yeah, yeah. Bring me my devil, send me my angel. There's no bridge I wouldn't cross just to slow the ending. Yeah, bring me my devil, send me my angel. Angel boy, open up and face the day now. The sooner that you start, the sooner you'll learn what lies in store. There you go. Excuse me.
Jacob Amy PV says, hello from Tampa. The PV gang is present.
Excellent. Awesome. It is always a pleasure to get the incredible PV gang. Not to be confused with PV amps, although they can be just as loud, especially the very, very short people in that particular family. But good to see you guys. Again, if you're not already on Twitch and following me over there and you have an account, please do make your way over to twitch.tv/JP_Corwin. We're making the big push to get to affiliate, which opens a whole bunch of doors for us. Plus, the benefit to Twitch over everything else is on Twitch, people look and they see music or whatever it is they're looking for, and it shows you how many people are watching. So it's kind of like driving by the bar and going, hey, there's a crowd there. What's going on over there tonight? So the more people we have A, following and B, watching on Twitch, the more likely we are to pick up completely brand new, soon-to-be JPC fans. If you can't do it, you don't have an account, you don't feel like it, it's a pain in the butt, it's cool, I promise, really just glad you're here. But if it's an option, it would certainly help us out.
Kelson Flock says, awesome, thank you.
My pleasure.
And speaking of Twitch, I think maybe we should do the thing we talked about. Do a little test run with it.
Are there enough of us hanging out on Twitch that we should do that, you think?
I'm not sure how much it will.
Pardon me.
I don't know how much it'll expand on the viewer base.
No, I know, I get it. But if we've got enough people hanging out on Twitch that it's worth making that effort and kind of doing that little experimentation, I think that's awesome. So, the lovely and talented Knut, my manager, I should say my producer for this show, might as well manage it as well. Knut has been kind enough to do a boatload of back-end work on Twitch to get silly things like emotes going and specific things arranged so that they'll not only show up and be cool and interesting on Twitch, but it'll actually show up in the group chat, which anybody watching on any platform will see. And I'm going to leave it to him to explain to you guys in Twitch what you need to do and how to hit things, and then kind of do some testing stuff. So you guys are going to be part of the inaugural random stuff happening on Twitch Brigade. That's what's going on now. Over to you, Knut.
Well, we do like social experimenting here, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Especially I do, to the logical extent of it. For everyone that's on Twitch, or everyone that wants to be a part of this, head over to the chat there. I want you guys to do me a little bit of a favor, and you will obviously see very quickly the reason why I want you to do this. I want you to select emotes from different Twitch channels, either official Twitch emotes, or down at the bottom of the description of JP's channel there is a little box with a couple of emotes that and how you write it. It's case sensitive, so if there's a big letter in one of the words, you just type it in as a big letter. Once you have that ready, I will say go, and everyone will just type it in chat. And we will see what happens. We do like surprises, don't we?
We do. So when you know what emote you're going to pick and you're ready to go, type ready so we know you guys are ready.
Yeah, we kind of need one or two in it so that it becomes a little bit of fun with it. All right, sweet. We have two. All right. Now, give me 1 sec. I will join the party.
You gotta be a party joiner. I heard that about you. You were a party joiner.
All right, guys. Are we ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. There we have a little bit of a showcase of what is called an emote wall.
Crazy things are happening on my screen. It's crazy.
So the main aspect of this, especially considering we are doing multi-streams, is the fact that Facebook viewers now can also see emotes in chat. So it's not just text or whatever
Yeah, like
that they see.
Dancing frog showing up in chat for people. I'm like, well, I don't know what that is.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
It has some limitations with this tech. It's not extremely advanced yet, so there's no animated emotes. Unfortunately, I'm very sad about that. Really sad. But I'm still very happy that we can get some good Pepe the Frog in the chat with no issues for everyone who's familiar with him. So we kind of want this to be, I think JP is very agreeing on this, we kind of want this to be a live show sort of scenario where this is the hype gang, this is the crowd that is cheering and having fun whenever you're in a live show.
I'm not going to get to see it until much later because, blind guy. The level of close I'd have to get to the screen to see it would be pretty funny. You'd be able to, kind of count individual hairs on the top of my head, which is not, really that interesting unless that's your thing. Like, I'm not judging if that's your thing, like whatever, but so, but I'll see it later, and more importantly, other people that are watching will see it now too, which is cool. So don't feel like you have to start doing emotes or the world will end and I'll be all mad and stuff. But yeah, if you can start throwing that stuff in when you feel like it's appropriate, if you're happy about stuff, be involved, be engaged, do stuff like that. What that's all that's going to wind up doing is when people pop in randomly, they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, well, there's stuff happening here. Okay. Like I said, it's like driving by the bar and going, hey, there's a band playing, and there's like 7 billion people there. I kind of want to see what that's all about. So, but awesome, and thank you, and Knut, thank you for putting in all the work and the effort.
Just a reminder of everyone. This only works direct. Well, it actually worked on some on Facebook, etc. as well. I think maybe. Could one of you on Facebook or YouTube, Jacob or Leila, could you try one more emote there? I didn't quite see if yours popped up. I saw Gelsing and Hulk Smash. I'm not quite sure what the program actually picks up entirely, because it's like a third-party software, so it might be iffy, it might not. But I think it should only be Twitch. Obviously, the emotes will show up in the chat, so people will see it. No, it doesn't pop on the actual screen thing. That's a shame. Yeah, Jacob, I don't know if YouTube has some emotes, I think, but they're not basic. They're like the basic TypeScript emotes.
That's all good. We can look into that another time. As long as we've got some stuff going. Some stuff is much better than no stuff.
Thank you very much, everyone, for helping us with our social experiment. Absolutely. And all that.
I think we can call it a successful social experiment because we were being social, right? So that happened.
True.
So specifically, because I have, although not the specific PV clan in question, I have some folks here from the Tampa PV Collective, which I feel like is what we should be calling you guys, the Tampa PV Collective. There is a song that I specifically kind of put into practice at a particularly festive event in Tampa a long time ago for other people in the PV clan. It's a song called Stay, and as tomorrow is the either oft vaunted or much dreaded Valentine's Day, depending on your particular persuasion, I feel like that's kind of the right song to do tonight. So I think I'm going to do Stay. And yeah, so that's going to happen. So it has become sort of the wedding song, which is fun and amusing and cool and sweet, but you know, it's the kind of stuff you do. So here is Stay. As long as I can remember, I haven't looked for you. I haven't looked for you all my days. As long as I can remember, I haven't looked for you. And all this while you were waiting along the way. So let this be a testimony of how far I would go to bring you home. And let each day be our victory and the sweetest triumph that we've ever known. Anstancia, pожалуйста, останься со мной. Quédate, por favor, quédate conmigo. Times have changed, but there's light ahead. There's a light ahead shining down on you. taken, I'd have waited for this. I'd have waited for this, and I would wait for you. So let this be a testimony of how far I would go to bring you home. And let each day be our victory and the sweetest times that we've ever known. Can I take, por favor, quédate conmigo hasta ansia, pожалуйста, hasta ansia со мной. Quédate, por favor, quédate conmigo hasta ansia, pожалуйста, hasta ansia со мной. That is for my old dear friends Mike and Tegan, and anybody else who really likes the song.
Jacob says, the whole PV gang is here, so yes, stays perfect.
Excellent.
Lelia says, Tegan asks to make your time blind sometimes, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, and I have not seen your face in a gazillion years. It is really awesome to see you on tonight. Hi. And I will totally do that for you as soon as I get a drink.
And Hulk Smash says, will there ever be a JP karaoke on YouTube?
I mean, I could probably do something like that. I'm not so much a karaoke guy, but it could happen.
Sure, we could add some text or something.
Like, there are a couple ways we could do that. Either it could be me doing random karaoke stuff. Not really what I do, but it could be done. There could be full-on karaoke tracks with lyrics for people that want to do karaoke. Or there could be me sitting there randomly going live with somebody else who's streaming, and I could play and they could sing, which would also be fun. So those are all options. Those things could happen. Maybe. So this is a song I almost never do live, which is probably added to the reason that I get requested to do it live as often as I do. People don't always make requests, but this one seems to be regularly in the rotation for people. I wrote one of those songs that is a lot of fun to listen to, and I really enjoy it, but it's not the easiest song to play live with you and a single guitar. I can do it, obviously. I wrote it, but I don't do it often because it's one of the more challenging pieces. Not crazy, just more challenging. But this also was off of my first full-length In Plain Sight. This is a song called Make Time Blind. Sometimes I get so wrapped up I don't know where to turn. There are nights I'd like to drink myself to oblivion. My empty arms, my empty bed, my lonely's like a blade. Oh, I conjure up a picture, but your images all fade. Memories get pushed aside by thoughts of what could be. Fragrant lies I tell myself cloud over what I see. Footsteps that tomorrow brings come trampling through the fields, oh, that separate the boundaries fictions and what's real. Sleep leads to a secret world, the playground of the mind. When they're inside, I'll hold you close till I run out of time. Daylight some shall pull me back, I can't make them let go. Oh, I only wish that I could make time blind. Yeah. I lie here in this misty place between waking and my dreams. I try like hell to convince myself that this is what it seems. I hold you in my arms, I see my fathers and my sons, and I can't help but wonder how long till my will is done. Till my will is done. Till my will is done. I can't help but want these things. I know why I am here. And the trials that tomorrow brings in time will disappear. My love, if I don't find you somewhere on this ragged plain, oh, then look for me where dreams and nightmares reign. Sleep leads to a secret world, the playground of the mind. Oh, when they're inside, I'll hold you close till I run out of time. Daylight some shall pull me back, I can't make them let go. Though I only wish that I could make time blind. Oh, I only wish that I could make time blind. Oh, I only wish that I could make time blind. There you go.
Hulk smash request, can you play Find Myself?
I might know that song. That might be.
I doubt it.
That might be. You're probably right. I mean, you know me much better than I know myself. You're probably right, but I might know that song. So here is the weird part of this particular song. And it's only really weird for me, I guess, but the essential weirdness is this became such a crowd favorite, and it's the sing-along song because of the big thing we do all throughout the chorus, and then especially at the end. Those of you that have been to the sort of JPC live shows, the acoustic ones, you know what I'm talking about. But to just sit and play it on guitar and not have the crowd woeing along with me, not being able to do the, right, you're all hired, back to my hotel room bit, right? Like, it's on YouTube. I'm sure it's up there somewhere. I know a couple people were kind enough to do JPC bootleg stuff, which makes me super happy because, oh no, please don't put bootleg shows of mine up on YouTube and have other people find them. Whatever shall I do if people discover my music? Right? But it's something you don't get to do in stream because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, there's nobody to interact with in that regard. But it's just essentially weird for me to do this song acoustic without kind of the crowd. We're doing it anyway, but you know, that's a thing. So, yeah. It's funny, I actually wrote this originally for and I didn't write it for, I started to write it because there was this competition for some commercial stuff, music-wise. And I sat down to write the thing they wanted and failed completely to write anything even close to the way they wanted. Hysterically, they were looking for something along the lines of Toxic by Britney Spears. I cannot think of too many songs further away from Toxic by Britney Spears than Find Myself. There are some, but yeah, no, it's like nowhere near. Like, they're not recognizable as tied to one another for good reason. I sat down trying to write that, and this is what came out instead. So, anyway, here is, by special request, here is song Find Myself.
Leah says also, thank you, darling.
Oh, darling, you're welcome. Thank you for showing up. I don't know why this accent exists, but we're rolling with it. That's happening. If certain other people were here, I would be telling them that we are lefting, and then they would know that when it is time for turn, we would be lefting. But that's not happening, so I'm just gonna sing the song and stop talking. Stop talking, Blinky. I can do it all night. I don't have a watch away. The camera never lies, you know, when mirrors are no better. Cheaters never win, they say they leave your heart in feathers. Beauty's only skin deep, they say I am the beholder. But angels seem to spend their time looking over their shoulder. Everybody wants to disappear. Everybody wants to fly. If they say anyone can find their wings, yeah, guess I'll close my eyes and feel for mine. Can't run away from who I am. Can't keep my pride and hang my head. Can't change the world to match my insides. Stop on a dime and change my ways. Walk through the walls out of this maze. Got nothing left to lose and everything to gain. It's time I find myself again. The days are getting long. The night won't seem to end for me. This fire won't leave me alone. It's not the end I wish for. Wish it won't return the key. I'm just sick of the sirens, sick of fantic, sick of games of wait and see. Sometimes I almost disappear. Sometimes I almost fly. Yeah, that's true. Anyone can find their wings. Yeah, yes, I close my eyes and feel for mine. Can't run away from who I am. Can't keep my pride and hang my head. Can't change the world to match my insides. Stop on a dime and change my ways. Walk through the walls out of this maze. Got nothing left to lose and everything to gain. It's time I find myself. Sometimes I almost disagree. Sometimes I almost fly. Hey, yeah, it's true, and no one can find their way. myself. It's time I find myself. It's time I. That's as close to the live version as I can get without a crowd.
Certainly don't like the energy.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
Hulk Smash says, "Thank you so much, Grin."
Thank you so much, Greenbeck. Because, you already showed up and Hulk smashed that follow button, so awesome sauce and thank you. So, in other rando news, for those of you that are not already involved with or subscribed to or whatever the newsletter that has been shiny and updated and beautifully redesigned by the ever-popular, lovely, and talented Knut. So now it looks all awesome and slick and badass, and that's a lot of fun, and I'm really happy about that. We've kind of revamped that for the year. So that comes out about once a month. In other news, the merch is almost ready. I hope to have it ready in the next week or two, but I don't want to promise that and then wind up coming up short. But things are happening. New merch, all the usual stuff. So you'll have bags and you'll have mugs and you'll have phone cases, and then on top of that you'll have shirts and hoodies and things. With the typical JPC stuff, obviously those logo shirts and hoodies and mugs and things will exist. But on top of that, we'll have quotes from the book and some of the symbols and symbology that exists within the books, which is cool. Speaking of, they are still ticking along in sales and in reviews. I'm still waiting for someone to knock. I'm not excited. Don't take this as a challenge, but I'm still waiting for somebody to knock a review on the new book on Drums of Unrest that is not a 5-star. It's a big old book, so people are still slowly plowing through it. So far, though, the reviews are in, and on both books, they're doing really well. We're not at the 50 review mark on any of them yet. On either of them, I should say, yet, but things are ticking along. We're not quite, I think, at 10 full reviews on Drums, but they're all 5-star. I think we're at 25 or 26 on the first book on Dawn of Unions. That is halfway-ish there, and we're at like 4.8 or something like that for reviews. So, I mean, really can't complain. It's incredibly flattering and incredibly humbling. We are gathering, or I should say I am gathering things for work on the next book, which I have done a lot of prep work on, of course, and it's not like I'm wondering what's going to go in it, but for me, the whole process involves it's a reality show in my head, right? So it's when do we turn on the cameras and follow the characters around? I already know what they're doing. I just don't know what time of day we're turning on the cameras. Nobody needs to see them get up and brush their teeth, but I know that's happening. So when do I flip on the, call action and flip on the camera? So all that stuff's being gathered now. I expect I will have officially dug in and started work on that by no later than April. Possibly sooner. The series soundtrack is nearing completion. I'm still waiting on a couple of extra artists that are recording stuff for me at their place remotely. And when I get that stuff in, I will add that to the mix, and then I will finally start doing sort of final mix and final instrumentation on stuff. I hope to have that disc out for you guys. Well, I say disc. I don't imagine we'll do printing. It'll probably be all digital, just to save money and time and headache. But I suspect that will be out. If all is on time, that'll be out by sort of end of March, right before I fly back from the UK to the States. Shortly after that, I will begin work in earnest on the new JPC Blind Indie Rock record. I don't know how big that's going to be, but I know it's going to at least be an EP, so that's 4 songs at minimum. I may expand it out. I don't know how we're going to work it yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to make that happen. There are a couple of guest stars I'm hoping to bring in on that too, but nobody I want to mention by name because I don't want to, again, say a thing and then have it not come to pass. We've all been down that road before with somebody. I have taken people down that road. Oh, it's coming. We're going to have it like on the 13th. 3 years later. I don't want to be that guy. That guy's a jerk. But that's going on. I hope to have that released by the summer. So end of June, beginning of July, something like that. I am also now working with the folks from who are putting on. A lot of you are old school tabletop gamers. Way back in the day, a company called White Wolf came out with Vampire the Masquerade and then a bunch of other supernatural things for their collective World of Darkness thing. That spawned tons of stuff, not least of which was a live action thing, as well as a TV show and a couple of movies and a bunch of other things. So I am now working with a local studio that is doing the live action side of things and is involved with the writing of the rule books and everything else. And there's new music involved with that also, which is interesting and cool because I get to sort of flex my musical muscles doing stuff that's kind of post-industrial and a little gothic and a little rocky in directions I don't normally get to go musically. So that's interesting and cool. And then beyond that, it again has the potential to expose JPC stuff to a whole new world of people. So that's cool and exciting. And that's kind of the collective news that's good in the hood. The books are doing reasonably well. They're selling reasonably well. People seem to like them. I haven't had anybody call me up or hit me up on social media saying, dude, I hated your book. It sucked. You know, and there are people that would. We all know there are jerks on the internet. So that is the news that is good in the hood. No news on an audiobook version of Drums of Unrest. It is too ginormous for me to just make happen. And it would cost me an obscene amount of money, which I don't currently have. So, you know, as Patreon grows and as we get Twitch especially up past the affiliate stage and I can start getting subscribers, especially since everybody that has a Prime account gets one free subscription per month that they can, you know, apply to anybody. So it doesn't cost them anything new. You know, all of those things will be nickel and diming and helping out and getting us in a position where we can do that. Get maybe silly things like, oh, I don't know, the mildly cast, multiple cast version of Drums of Unrest recorded. I'll bring Simon Vance back for all the stuff that goes back on in Thorian County because Simon's awesome and amazing and a sweetheart of a guy and has taught me a lot, but it ain't cheap. So that is the news I got before I move on to another song. Anybody got anything else for me? Any questions, thoughts, poems, haiku? Have you got the books? Did you read the books? Do you like the music? Do you want more music? Anybody got any special extra plans for Valentine's Day that aren't a surprise they're allowed to talk about? Anything?
Elise Gerber says, "Hey JP, awesome to hear about new music and styles coming."
Thank you. Good to see you, by the way. You know, in so much as I do. Actually, just today I had a conversation with somebody who is very good at music theory. And so we're now in talks about the potential, at least, of when I put the series soundtrack out, also putting out a songbook, which will have not just tab, but actual music in it for people that want to learn the songs themselves. So that's exciting. We'll see if that comes to pass, but there's a real possibility of that after my conversation today. So that's a cool extra thing.
They also said, "Always good to see and hear you."
Well, I know she's not here, much as I love her in the face. She's got stuff going on. And it's a lot earlier in Cali than it is out here. Or, you know, even on the East Coast. But I think I'm going to do the song for which Breck has decided it is hers. So my darling, dear friend Krista has decided this is her song. And, you know, there are people you don't argue with. When the hot chick says, "That's my song," you don't say no. That unless you're, you know, a jerk. I try not to be a jerk. So I think what we're going to do now is a song that came in inches away from being used for the Vampire Diaries, which was exciting and frustrating because it almost happened and then it didn't. I was sad. Although they picked a song that made more sense for what they wanted, and it's fine. But This is a song a lot of you guys will know if you have come to the live shows or picked up my music in the past. A song called Free. Pardon me. Or will be. Ultimately, this is a song about the one that got away. Trying to ride you away, searching for something that sounds profound enough to say, and I'll never be. Running my mind at both ends, thinking about how even courage can come to an end, and I'll never be. And I will never be free. You and I will never be. Wasting the night here alone, wondering if I still feel you or if you have really gone, and if I'll ever be. I thought you and I were the same, but if push comes to shove, you won't even remember my name, and I'll never be. I was anymore, but even after all this time, thoughts of you leave me raw, and I'll never be. And I will never be free. You and I will never be. There's Free. We're going to do two more and then we're going to call it. These are, after all, mini sets. So let's see, we've got Virginia, which got crazy snow, and we've got Florida, and obviously we've got here, and we've got over in Norway, and who else, where else do we have, who else is here from other parts of the country or the world? Normally the PV clan would be up in Georgia, but they are currently not.
Hulk Smash says, I love joining your lives with my mom.
Amen. I'm glad you're here. I was super excited. I'm like, yes, Hulk smashing. And there's an Emily. I like that. That makes me smile. Any other specific requests before we kind of wind down for the night? Let's see if we can get a couple I can do. We've had a couple I couldn't and a couple I could. So what else do we have on deck? You know, before I just do something silly like pick something. Pardon me. For the record, for those of you that have not been here much or have not had the chance to come out to these streams before, this includes blue card stuff. So if there's a particular blue card song of mine or that you know I perform and you want to hear it, I'm totally down for that too. Same thing with songs from the books or just stuff from JPC, generic records that I've put out over the years, or covers that I happen to know. Obviously, you can throw anything at the wall, and if I know it, I'm happy to do it. But if not, I'm certainly happy to put the time in and try and learn it. Which is how we got silly things like Breaking Benjamin at the start of the show. Let's see.
I'm trying to think about one of the book songs. I don't know the names, that's the issue. How about Forest Breath? I think it was called.
That's something from the brand new book. Sure, we can do that. So, in drums, there is this song, which part of which is done in the old tongue, which, for those of you who happen to speak languages other than just English, the old tongue in this part of the world, at least, is actually Polish. It's not that it's Poland, it's just the language I used, because the Venzian Empire, where a lot of stuff takes place in the new book, is, well, based largely on a lot of the sort of Central and moving to Eastern European countries, because I thought that was a great place to start, and it's fertile ground that a lot of people don't do anything out there. So I use them as bases from which to draw parts, at least, of the individual cultures. So what we have is a song that is initially sung kind of privately in the old tongue, and then later on it gets translated. So the original old tongue Komjanov's version goes something like this. Od deklasu pod niebem szepcze do mnie słowa. Mówi o ludziach, którzy błagają śmierć, kiedy okradnie cię po raz pierwszy. For those of you who have gotten that far in the book and have caught that version, it's not that deep in, I think chapter 4 or 5. There's that. And then much later in the book, somebody who interrupts that song finally asks for a translation. And it takes a few seconds because the person in question who originally did the song, obviously he speaks both tongues, but sometimes it's hard to make things translate and sound poetical. But he perseveres, and for want of a better term, English, the trade tongue version of the song goes a little something like this. The forest's breath beneath the sky, it whispers words to me. It speaks of men who begged to die when first they stole from thee. No silent stone beneath the trees, no cave will shelter be. No guile or guard could stay my hand when once they stole from thee. From Sheshik's sands to Sculp's own seam, from winter's moor to singing sea, eyes keen, mind free, with shadows long beneath the sky, I swear my oath to keep, that forest's breath shall claim their dreams and haunt them in their sleep. That will be on the new soundtrack, although I won't be the one singing it, because there's a native speaker, wonderful singer, Eric, and he is in the process of recording it now. And we'll get the full version in both languages, not just the bit that's in the book, which I'm really excited about. Music's already put together. I'm really happy with how the song's coming out. I can't wait to show it to you guys. But that is Forest Breath.
Sorry about that. You gotta pop up on your audio device of some kind. Just FYI.
Did you guys lose me at all?
No. It's just popped in front of you, as you would call it.
That take care of it?
Perfect.
Excellent. Sorry about that. This is the beauty of doing silly things like using third-party software to make sure that I get the cool, mildly reverby sound of the stream. So, I can't control when it happens, so sorry. All right.
Jacob says perfect.
Excellent. Yeah, I know for a fact, Jacob, you have seen both parts of that song, so now you know what it sounds like. All right, so I think we're going to do one more and call it an evening and let people get back to their nobody works tomorrow to speak of, more than likely, so Valentine's Day Eve, Valentine's Day-ness. I want to thank you guys very much for dropping by tonight. I want to thank you for coming out for the stream, hanging out, maybe singing along back at home. Again, if you are on Twitch, awesome. If you have not had the chance and you don't mind and you're willing and you can do that, by all means, hop over to twitch.tv/JP_Corwin. Just click follow. Won't cost anything for anybody, and it will build us up, help out a lot, and build us up toward a situation where we can, monetize a little bit and start to really gather some steam and get a bunch of new people on board. And as always, nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd, so the more people that are hanging out on Twitch where people look and say, why are there 80 billion people watching that? I don't know that guy. Let me go check. That's how that works. But again, just being here in the first place, spreading the word about these sets and showing up is huge, and I really appreciate it. Links, as always, are below. Follow me everywhere on social media. It's all there. Patreon and PayPal and the newsletter and the books and the music on Spotify and everything else under the sun, or under the stream, I guess. Anything else before I do one final song and call it a night? Cue the Jeopardy music.
If only you could make the jaw sound, just to wait for the response.
Something like that. At some point I'll need to learn the Jeopardy music. I've never done that before, but now I feel like I should. I feel like I'm missing an opportunity.
It would help.
So we will do this and we will wrap the night up. See how long it takes you guys to spot this. Probably the first word out of my mouth. Most of you will get it. I haven't done this in forever. Just dusted it off recently because I love the song. In violent times, you shouldn't have to sell your soul. In black and white, they really, really ought to know. Those one-track minds who took you for a working whore, kiss them goodbye. You shouldn't have to jump for joy. You shouldn't have to jump for joy. Let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on. They gave you life, now and in return you gave them hell. And as cold as ice, I hope we live to tell the tale. I hope we live to tell the tale. Let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on. And when you've taken down your guard, if I could change your mind, I'd really love to break your heart. I'd really love to break your heart. Let it all out. Oh, these are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. Oh, these are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you, so come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on. Shout. Just like that. All right, everybody, thank you very, 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 very much for spending your Saturday with us. Special thanks, as always, to the lovely and talented Canute, my show's producer. And I will see you guys hopefully next week. Spread the word. Thanks for all the electricity.